Alright, so I wanted to make this video today, and I wanted it to be about being prepared, being able to survive a day or two if you get stranded or lost out in the woods, the desert, wherever you might be. And to me, it kind of starts with what vehicle you're in. I see a lot of people out here in cars and minivans, and to me that's not an off-road vehicle. You shouldn't be taking it off-road to begin with. And having good tires on your four-wheel drive. Don't come out here with a set of bald tires or anything like that. Start with good tires, have a good truck, four-wheel drive, something that's dependable, not having mechanical issues at the time, and just being smart about where you're going. If the snow's too deep or it's too muddy, don't even go down there. Stay on the paved roads or try it a different day. So today we're out here. There's about 6 inches of snow on the ground, but it's only about 20 degrees. It's still frozen. There's a lot of standing water, but it's all frozen solid, so we can drive over the top of it. If it was a little bit warmer, it would start to melt, and I wouldn't even try to come out here because it's going to be a huge mud hole, and I don't want to get stuck out here. So, like I said, to me, being prepared before you even come out here with a good vehicle, a good set of tires, kind of get you where you need to go. So now I'm going to show you some of my equipment and supplies that I bring out with me when I come out to the desert or out to the woods, and I'm going to not be able to rely on anyone else to get me back. So I'll show you some of those right here. Okay, so now I want to go over some of my supplies and the equipment that I bring when I go out to wild places where I know I might, if I get in a pinch, have to stay the night, stay a couple days if I need to. And I'm not going to rely on anybody else to get me out of my issues. And that's kind of one of my pet peeves, is people that go out unprepared in any type of situation, but especially out in the woods or the desert or something like that, don't bring proper equipment, and they get stuck, they get hurt, and then they have to rely on rescue workers, people like that to come and get them, and then put them in harm's way simply just coming to get them. And I've actually known law enforcement people that have died trying to rescue people that had gotten stuck on a mountainside and weren't prepared for it. So it's kind of one of my personal pet peeves, and I see it a lot in the news. Literally a week and a half, 2 weeks ago in this area, there was a gentleman who went out there hunting, got stuck, had to spend the night in a snow cave. He ended up getting frostbite, and I think he's still in the hospital from all I know. But sounds to me he wasn't prepared. Now I don't know all about his situation, but you know, it sounds like he wasn't really prepared. He says he had to go out and make a snow cave, but it sounded like he left his vehicle in the beginning because he got stuck. Now to me, I won't leave my vehicle. Even if I get stuck or I break down, this can be a shelter in itself. I've got a shell or the cab. I always have plenty of gas. I can keep it running, keep it warm, help me survive until either somebody comes across me, finds me, or I can figure out a better way to get out of the situation. So, speaking of that, going over my equipment, a lot of this stuff I keep in my truck at all times, whether I'm in the city or I'm out here, just because it's good to have equipment in case you run into a situation you need it. So, like I said, when I come out here, I always have extra gas. I always keep a 5-gallon kind of a plastic jerry can with me, you know, and this is handy even if you are in the city and you run out of gas. There you go. Or somebody else runs out of gas, you can help them out and get them out of a bad situation. But out here, I mean, like I said, even if my truck breaks down or I get stuck, I can keep it running for quite a while on 5 gallons of gas. It can help me start a fire, all sorts of stuff to do. So I always keep an extra jerry can full of gas. This is a portable air compressor by Slime. It's actually for my four-wheeler, but it would pump up a vehicle tire too. I've also got another compressor in the back of my truck. So I have a portable compressor. This is a tire repair kit, a Tusk tire repair kit. So if my spare, I use my spare and I have another flat, I can plug it keep that. I have a medical bag, all sorts of stuff in here. I've got a respirator, a neck brace, bandages. I mean, I'm not going to go through them all individually because it would be an hour-long video, but I've got bandages, scissors, light sticks, there's even, now it's frozen, sterile water. So, always have a good medical bag with you. If nothing more than just keep Band-Aids. When you have kids, you'll understand why. Here's a what do they call that? An air mask for CPR. I am CPR certified, so I always have that with me. Have a nice medical bag. Plus I have at least 2 other first aid kits with me. This is kind of my go bag. This is in my vehicle at all times. It has, thought I dropped it. It also has medical supplies, emergency space blankets. If I gotta spend the night, here's another first aid kit, Band-Aids. Here's some extra ammunition for a 40 caliber pistol that I always have with me. Extra ammo, vacuum pack, more space blankets. Let's see what's in here. In here I have candles. These are just cheap tea candles, but you know, you can put that in the interior of your car, help you stay warm. This is actually my backup GPS. I have another GPS I'll get to. I have an alcohol stove, just a simple made alcohol stove, but I can boil water, I can make meals. My brother-in-law actually made this for me off a YouTube video. Here's the fuel for my alcohol stove. I have some paracord, I have some fire starter, I have a multi-tool, I have a flashlight in there as well. Zip that up. Like I said, this goes with me wherever I go. It's always in the back of my truck. Let's see, the big compartment I have. In my big compartment, I have food, Easy Mac, I can boil. My water, I always have some extra water in here. But I also have dehydrated Mountain House meal. I've got about 4 or 5 of those in case my whole family's with me. I can just boil some water, put it in there, and we can eat for at least a day or 2. And let's see what else is in here. That might be about it. Sometimes I keep a firearm in there, but sometimes I've had issues with it getting rusty, so I don't keep it in there all the time. Like I said, I usually have a firearm with me, so that's that. That's just my go bag. The first aid kit there, that was in this backpack. This is my kind of hike and hunting backpack I always keep with me. So it has a first aid kit. It's got fire starter. It's got a survival knife. That's the Ontario RTAC 2. Just a survival knife that travels with me. I've got all sorts of stuff in here too. I've got the life straw. On my other video I had the little demo of that. Life straw water filter, more paracord, fire starter. I have a compass. There goes my paracord. I have a compass in case I need to navigate somewhere. And let's see. I'm trying to keep this short, so I'm going through it quick. Paracord back in. Okay. I always have, especially if I'm out kind of in places exploring, I don't really know where I'm going, I always have kind of a map of the area, so I kind of have a general idea where I'm at. It's kind of nice to just kind of look around. Have a hatchet in case, you know, you need to chop something or break something. It's good to have. This is my GPS. I know where I'm at all times. I have a way to charge this from my vehicle. Same with my cell phone. I have this, and I always have a way to charge it as well. I always keep chargers in my car so I can always keep something charged up. I also have a solar charger with me. Let me see, this is just my range bag, but I also have the Goal Zero. This is the Nomad 7, and it has rechargeable batteries. I could charge my phones or my GPS with this. I always keep this with me, especially if I go out there. More vehicle stuff. Something as simple as a shovel. So if I get stuck in the mud, snow, at least I can try to shovel my way out. I always throw that in there. Let's see. This is just my vehicle kind of safety stuff. I have just a water bottle. I have a tow strap. To get me out, I have actually a couple tow straps. This is just a ratchet strap that I use. I have some oil, WD-40. I have some road flares. You can start a fire, you can signal people. You know, there's a lot of uses for those. So I have some WD-40, I have an extra quart of oil. I have a spare key for my vehicle in case I lock it in or get locked out. I also have a heavy duty chain for towing or whatever else you can think of. There's some, have some extra water in there. Throw this all back in. I can't tell you how many times I've come across somebody, even not far out of the city or out here, where I had to tow them out. I mean, I can't imagine not having a tow strap with me at all times, because I've literally probably used it 20, 30 times just pulling people out of snowbanks or mud or whatever. So, and it might be me needing to get pulled out. So do yourself a favor, before you go out anywhere, be prepared. I'm not saying you have to carry as much stuff as I do, but if you're out here, don't rely on somebody else to get you back. If you have to rely on somebody else to get you back, you shouldn't start out in the first place. I always have enough stuff out here that me and my son are out here. I could stay out here a few days if I needed to. Yeah, it'd probably be cold and miserable, but you know, I come out here prepared. So, come here. You want to get on the camera? He's shy. So, you know, be prepared. Don't rely on other people to get you out of a sticky situation, because you know what? You put their life in jeopardy too. So, just be smart. Like I said, don't start out. If the weather's going to be terrible, if the conditions aren't good, if there's too much snow, there's too much mud, you know, wait for another weekend. Go out when the conditions are a little bit better. Anyway, just want to throw another short video out. It's probably not that short. I could have made it a lot longer, but just use your head. It's the best weapon you got, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, we'll sign off for now. Thanks. So literally about half an hour after I made my video on being prepared and bringing proper equipment if you're out here in the desert, we're driving along the road back home and two guys flag us down because they're stuck in a snowdrift about 100 yards off the main road. Didn't have a tow strap or tow chain, didn't even have a shovel. So of course I got my tow strap, my chain, my shovel, and we went over there and made short work of it. I pulled him out, and you know what, proved my point right there. I can't imagine coming out anywhere without, like I said, a tow chain or a tow strap. You know, not only for me, but in case I see somebody else that I can help out. So I just proved my point. It was a good lesson for my boy to learn, because there was two guys with two young boys with them, and it had been a cold night sleeping out there. So we helped them out, and that's why I do it. That's why I come prepared, not only for me, but so I can help other people out, right? So what do you think about that? Is that right? Did we help those guys out? That's right. So,
but it took a couple tries.
Yeah, it took a couple tries. They were buried in a snowdrift pretty deep. And I had a 4-wheel drive truck, big Chevy truck, but it was sunk. So we had to bounce it a couple times with the tow strap,
and this is the Toyota truck.
And the old Toyota pulled them out. So proving another point. Anyway, just follow up on that video. Be prepared when you go out there, because you might get stuck, you might break down, and
it's not the end of the world. Don't make it the end of the world, I guess. We could, that'd have been us. We could have stayed out there a day or two. Somebody would have found us eventually. And stay with your car. I was telling you that story earlier about the guy that walked away. He was supposedly going to go meet his wife out on the main highway, and he started walking, but it was during a blizzard, and he got lost, so he had to build a snow cave. Stay with your car. This car is like a shelter in itself. At least keep the snow and the wind off you, and you know what? If they have to send somebody to come looking for you, they're going to find the car a lot quicker than they find you in a snowbank. So stay with your car. You know, even if you can't keep it running, if it's, you know, broke down or not running, at least you can stay in it and stay out of the weather. Yeah, it's going to be cold if you don't have any heat source, but they're going to find that car a lot sooner than they find you. So stay with your car, don't leave it. And even if you think you're close to the road or you can walk out, it's better to stay there with the car until somebody can come find you. And that's what that guy did. He thought he could walk out, meet his wife, and get home, but it wasn't happening, especially during a snowstorm. So stay with your car, ride out the storm, and let somebody come find you if you don't have any other option. But always be prepared. Don't rely on somebody else to get you out of a pickle. I don't like to. I mean, we all probably have to at some time or other in our life, but I don't like having to rely on other people. So I always take all my own equipment and all my own gear, and it's never done me wrong. So anyway, there's the video. I hope you enjoy it.